Hello, you guys. Hope you're having a great day, staying safe. I'm playing this game. You know what that means. Or you might know what that means. I'm gonna be yapping, alright? And I don't want to be distracted too much, so I'm playing a very easy game. And yeah. So let me get to it. I just got back from, well, let me like set the scene. Let me paint the picture for you. Alright? I just recently, well not recently, it's been like 5 months now. But like in the scale of like the grand scale of like a life, that's pretty recent. I just moved back to where I used to live, which is away from LA, and so much away from like, you know, the parts of LA I was in, which is not great. But out here is like way different. It's way nicer, and stuff like that. And I had to, so as an adult, you know, I gotta, you know, get my new doctors. And if you don't know, I have epilepsy. So I got, not along with getting a doctor, I have to get a neurologist. And I just did that, so that's cool. That's great. And I got my new medications over here. You know, well, not new, but got refills. Very nice. Got to take those. Wow, scapegoat for real. Anyway, yeah, I got my new medications. You know, my new neurologist is like, make sure you keep taking those. I'm like, yeah. You know, I'm listening to him, right? I'm like, yeah, I got you. Because I had a seizure this January because I ran out of medication. Sorry. There's nothing wrong with me, I promise. Well, there is, but like, you know what I mean. I'm chilling. So keep taking those. I'm like, yeah, I got you. So like, you know, I'm going through it. It's like the usual stuff I'm used to hearing. Because he's like, there's also this, there's a, like, I think he said a 1 in 1,000 chance of me getting SUDEP. I'm like, what is that? And I was genuinely questioning that because I don't think I've ever heard of that before. And I have the definition right next to me. Well, it's not like a definition, it's more like a thing. So it's like, let me see, where should I start from? Hold on, I'm playing both the game and doing this at the same time. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna just read it. This is from the CDC.gov, and it goes like this. For some people living with epilepsy, the risk of sudden, unexpected death in epilepsy, SUDEP, is an important concern. SUDEP refers to the deaths of people with epilepsy that are not caused by injury, drowning, or other known causes. Studies suggest that each year there are about 1.16 cases of SUDEP for every 1,000 people with epilepsy, although estimates vary. Most but not all cases of SUDEP occur during or immediately after a seizure. The exact cause is not known, but these are possible factors. And then it goes breathing, heart rhythm, and other mixed causes. And each one of those have, you know, an explanation next to it, which I'm not going to read. It's a lot of stuff. But, you know, it's something I got to keep in mind. Is it anything I can do anything about? Probably. I got to look that up next. But, and then after that, you know, I got to get blood tests and, you know, come back, get a new MRI scan, stuff like that. But, yeah, and then of course my friend drove me there because I can't drive. So on the way back I was like, do you think it's like foolish of me to like not know about that? Basically, really, he destroyed my card? Okay. He did half the damage? Oh no, 800, never mind, I'm tripping. Dragon? I did not, but I got Regeki, so what? Hold this. Bop, bam, boy. Okay. So yeah, do you think it's foolish that I don't know about that? I'm asking you too, the viewer, or the listener. You don't really gotta watch this one. And then you know, my brain keeps going, and I thought about, I know for a fact that like one person who would think I'm silly for not knowing about that would be my dad, who I don't talk to anymore because of personal reasons, right? And because my dad was the type of person to like he was on top of shit, basically. Intelligent guy. It's just, you know, there's a reasons I don't talk to him anymore. So, but that's its own topic. But I know for a fact he would have been like, because I think he did when I was still talking to him, like living with him and stuff. It's like, you don't know about this, you don't know about that, like kind of thing, like. And he was worried about me, you know. It wasn't just like him being a dickhead. It was just, that's just how he showed his love, I think. You know, years looking at it, you know, now I can see it a bit more clearly, as much as I may not want to all the time, but it's the truth. It might be that, more than likely. And I know for a fact he would have questioned me on, like, you didn't know that, kind of thing. And it's like, well, I mean, I can always learn, and I'm still alive. It hasn't happened yet, so, I mean, you know. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and summon that. I don't know what you're targeting her for, but like, yeah. Ms. Rhodes, you're tripping. Okay, you destroyed her, but like, now what? You see? And, I don't know, it's stuff like that that makes me genuinely question my own intelligence, I guess, because it's like, I don't know, I feel like I should have at least been curious enough about that kind of thing. But at the same time, as much as I stress about a lot of things and stuff like that, I consider myself a pretty carefree guy. Like, when I'm not being stressed out by stuff, which, by the way, it's not like I'm living the hardest life ever. Even in my worst of times, I've always had roof. I've always had access to food, and I've always had something to sleep in. It's not always a bed, but something, right? And I'm grateful for that, like forever and always. I'm always grateful for that. And I'm the oldest of 5, so like, you know, I try to teach my younger ones when they're going through a hard time. Like, even just recently, one of my little brothers called me about a hard time he's going through. He's an adult now, and he's also going through the adult shit. And it's like, and he's not dumb. All my siblings are much smarter than I am, I would think. At least I think, personally. They'll tell you otherwise because, you know, they're good people, and like they try to be what's the word? I can't find the word right now. They'll deny it even if you compliment them, kind of thing. Scapegoat again. I'm glad I got rid of that because that would have been annoying. Let's do this too while we're here, because whatever that face down is, I don't want it to mess with my guards. This duel is over, Rhodes. Or Alexis. I don't know why I'm calling her by her last name like that. But this is over. Next turn. GG. Sorry, don't want to get too off topic. I'm not trying to be super serious or depressing either, alright? It's just it's just how I sound when I'm trying to think. Yeah, man. I don't know where I'm going with this. I never do. If you watch any of my videos, you know that. I'll just start yapping. But the main topic is, so I guess I'm feeling unsure. Like, I actually, when we walked in the door and we got back home, or like when we got out the car, there was just always this feeling, or maybe it's not even a feeling, it was just like kind of like blatantly obvious that like my dad just didn't believe in me, really. Like, there were moments where it definitely showed, where like he did, or like every times where like he was proud of me for doing like one thing, but like overall, I don't think so. I don't think he believed I was like capable of like doing anything meaningful or worthwhile. There was a time where he just straight up told me, like, I won't amount to anything, because it was straight out of high school, and it was like maybe like 3 weeks out of me graduating, and I can't, oh no, maybe it was a month or more, because I found my first job like a month after graduating, but before that, he was definitely like the driving factor of me immediately getting a job, because the thing I wanted to do was chill out because I was not the biggest fan of school. I'm not like dumb or anything. It's just like it just wasn't for me. I just didn't like it. Like but to stay on topic, yeah. So I got my first job. I come back home from work. He comes back home from work. His job is obviously much harder because we're living out here, which is far more expensive. And, you know, stuff like that. And to get to the point, he says, are you looking like for schools, or like, what are you going to do after this? And like, you know, all those kind of questions, except he's like rapid firing them at me all in one sitting. And it's not like it just came out of nowhere. He had been asking me that like for like the past, I guess, I don't know, 6 months. I can't really remember right now. I graduated a while ago. What are you gonna do after school and like stuff like that? Are you gonna get a trade job? Are you gonna do A, B, and C? I'm like, I don't know, broski. You know, I was, especially as a teenager, I'm like, especially as a teenager, privilege having things I never thought I would have, like my own room, and like I had a bunch of shit. I was like, bro, I don't know, I'm kind of, and plus my natural attitude, which is probably something he didn't like too much. Like, I'm pretty laid back kind of guy. So yeah, are you gonna do anything like that? And I was like, I don't know yet. I answered honestly. I didn't lie to him. I was like, I don't know. I wasn't gonna sit there and pretend like I was gonna say something like to just get him to be quiet. I just straight up, I don't know. And then I remember it was either that day or like when he had to go back out because he's a trucker, or he was. I don't know what he is now, but he's a trucker, and he would like leave for months at a time, or maybe like a week at a time, but making decent enough money, right, to like at least like live out here. So yeah, I remember this pretty clearly. He just straight up told me like, I'm not going to, he told me, you played this game all day, you're not, something akin to, I can't remember the correct words, right? Obviously I'm over here stuttering, but the message was this: you won't amount to anything. And because of what I was doing, like playing my game and like, you know, not taking everything super serious. And, you know, I'm not super biased. I don't just remember those words. I remember why he said it too. And it was because I was, you know, not on top of everything, I guess, as much as he wanted me to be. And so that was, you know, neat. And whenever I try to tell somebody that, I make sure to tell as much of his side as well, because I don't want pity or sympathy. I want the truth. I want people's genuine opinions. It's like, because I know for a fact being a good person in this life is simply not enough. Plus, I'm black, I'm African American, so I'm gonna have the natural disadvantages that come with living in this world at this time, unfortunately. So yeah, I could see his concern. I could, you know, I'm not completely blind to that or anything. But like, I guess my main question is, was it necessary to tell me that I won't be anything because I'm not doing anything right at this, or right at that current moment? I don't know. The only way to tell if he was right or not is to keep living. Really, that's all I can think of. We'll just have to see, right? We'll just have to see. Because there's already plenty of people who I don't know, who I'll never meet, and who hate me just because I exist. And it's like, cool. And, you know, that's a challenge I'll never overcome because, you know, I'm not God or anything, or whatever deity you believe in. I can't get people to just be like, hey, you know what? How about you just like leave people be? Or stuff like that. Because growing up bullied and not having like a mom, like I live with my mom, but I'm sure you know what I mean. And then finally, because I didn't, like, I lived with my dad before, maybe like ages, maybe 1 through 5. I'm one of the people who can't remember ages 1 through 5. But I do remember being with him at some point, early childhood. So I was with him, and with mom, up until, or 11, up until 11, yes. Went with that at 11, we moved out here in the area I'm currently in. And then at 20 is when the incident happened that made me want to separate from him and not speak to him anymore. I don't think I'll ever just put that on my channel. I don't think we need to do all that. Maybe later, maybe if people are curious. It's not like I'm afraid to talk about it, but for the sake of the video, we'll just, you know, something happened that made me, I thought at the time was significant enough to make me not want to speak to him or anything like that. Because I currently have no way of contacting him. I don't know how he's doing, none of that shit. And there are other things that, beyond that one thing, that made me, that it was a build-up thing, right? And I remember, like, just, maybe like 2 years ago, or maybe like a year, sorry, phone's vibrating. Phone is vibrating, my bad. I would always try to think about what others are thinking. You know, that's a natural thing, like a lot of people do. But I've noticed it and tried to stop it, of course. You know, I don't want to keep doing that. It's more harmful than helpful. But the main thing I would always think is, like, once I tell people my story, what are they gonna think, right? They're probably gonna think this kid's dad did a whole bunch of shit for him, got him out of the hood in LA, and he's gonna repay him by leaving him and never speaking to him again. This guy's a piece of shit. And it's like, it's much more than that. It's so much more than that. But, you know, it's like, my goal, my purpose in life is not to prove to you that every single action I do is justified. And I don't ask for that from other people either. Like, people do what they do, at least in my eyes. I'm not really worried about why you did it or anything, unless it's some, like, deplorable evil shit. But it comes to, like, if it just helps you out, I win. Fuck you. Exodia! But if it's nothing, like, super crazy, I'm not really worried about why you did it. If it made you happy or content, cool. And me not talking to my dad in the past, I don't know, 5 or 6 years, I've been content. I have. Are there points where I think I have regretted it? Sure. Like, I'll tell you a thought I have sometimes is, I wonder what he would think of me now. I am curious about that. And I wonder what I would think of him now. Because a big part of him that I didn't like is just he seemed so unflinching in the way he was. Which in a lot of ways was good, because it got him to where he was. In a lot of ways was bad. It's not just my relationship with him that was affected. Him and my stepmom didn't have the best relationship, and it proved itself. They divorced, and we all lived through that. And, you know, that wasn't the most fun thing ever. But I'll never know, like, how much of that do you think was your fault, like, type of thing. Like, those kind of questions I would have. Or, do you regret anything the same way I do, you know? I'd probably apologize, you know? It's not like I was the perfect child or anything. You know? Not probably. I definitely apologize. Because, you know, living with somebody that, like, you feel like you cannot trust. Because that's how I felt. I felt like I couldn't trust the guy. Not with, like, security, or, like, you know, physical security, like material items and like, you know, where I live and shit like that, but like emotionally. But in men, especially black men, I think that shit's not important. You know, we're not raised to think that that's important. You do your grind, and then you get money, and then depending on, you know, what kind of man you are, you get your women, and that's it. And for me, my dad told me to keep my head down and like work. So my work ethic, when I decide that like, yeah, I want to work on this type of thing, I work. Like I don't really, almost, it used to be to a detrimental degree as well. My bad, as well. I don't think it's just me. I see it in like my little brothers and shit, but like I don't want to get too off topic. Yeah, we're definitely like that. And I lost my point. My bad. But the main thing is like I'm not. So like I'm talking about my epilepsy at the beginning, right? And I'm talking about my relationship with my dad, my possible regrets, what I might say if I, you know, were to talk to the guy again. I don't think I would want to be like mad or anything, because I've never wanted to just be. I've been very mad for a very long time, and I just finally stopped being mad at life in general. And now moving into, well, I've been an adult for a long time, right? I've been an adult for 10 years. I'm gonna be 28 August 1st. It will so 9 years, but you know, it'll be 10 years soon. And yeah, I guess. Oh yeah, and so I guess let's, you know, move that into. So when I got out the car just now, like, you know, 20 minutes ago, and told my friend, yeah, I don't know if I'm curious more than anything. Am I gonna be strong enough to handle living, basically? Am I strong enough to do that? Because I see hope and I have faith in other people for sure, right? That's just how I am, I guess. It's not something I even try super hard to do. I don't think I'm a better person than anybody else or anything. You know, I got my ego in check, or at least I try to. And that's never been too much of a problem, as somebody who's been told I'll never amount to anything. Not just from my dad, but like, it may not be those exact words, but just from other people, like, you know, being bullied and blah blah blah, and all kind of people, right? Now I'm in adulthood, and I've, you know, matured past that point. It's like none of those people's words actually mattered or anything. I'm still here. I'm still alive. You know, I'm doing my thing my way. It's just, I don't know. I'm like there's something about humanity that just like captures me. It's like, you know, the whole the good and evil I see in everybody, or like certain situations, the good and evil I don't see, you know, because you can't know everything. It's just also fascinating. Everything about this life is incredibly fascinating. Also, I want, again, let's go. I'm just gonna activate these. That should be it. So yeah, I guess to break it down a little bit more is I'm starting to do a lot more things on my own, because that's just what happens when you become an adult. So what got me thinking about this, like, this is part of the subject, was I was in the neurologist like waiting room, and I just moved out here again, it's not the exact same address, obviously. It's not, you know, not living with my dad. And, you know, so you got to put in your information, like medications you take, who's your primary care doctor. Well, I just got a new primary care doctor, so I didn't remember his name, but luckily I write everything down in my notes in my phone. So I had that there. I did not memorize my doctor's name or like the address of like where to send the medication and stuff like that. But luckily I wrote everything down. Cause yeah, you know, it must be risky. Just go ahead and do that. Let's do this. Actually, we're not being risky at all. We're gonna do this for free. Yeah. And then talking, you know, I've always been a socially awkward person. Not always, but, you know, most of my life, yeah. Because, you know, that's kind of what happens when, like, you know, all that stuff I said earlier happens to you in childhood. It's like, it's very, very difficult to believe in yourself. Very difficult. And yeah, so social situations become, like, their own little challenge. But I got through it because, you know, over the years, you learn that it's not true for the most part, if at all. And it's something that you can overcome by simply just doing it. Just talk to them. Just talk. The other people are just people. They're just people. Like, they're just like you. Like, whether they're more intelligent than you, or like better than you at a certain thing, or have a better job than you, or because that's who I was talking to. I was talking to nurses, I'm talking to a neurologist, I'm talking to, you know, people that are better than me in several ways, but like, that's not what I'm there for. I'm not there to compare and contrast, like, forever and ever. Comparison is like, what's the quote? Comparison is the thief of joy. That's true. As somebody who used to do it a lot more than I currently do. That's true. Pretty true. Because every time I start comparing myself to other people, I don't remember being happy doing it. That's for sure. I just do it. And then get sad. And that's it. That's all there is to it. It's like, let's just try to ease back on that. Not stop doing it, because, you know, once you put that pressure on yourself to immediately put something into action, you're less likely to do it at all, because you put all that pressure on yourself. It's like, all right, well, we got to stop this right now. It's like, that's not how things work, brother. That's like, that's not realistic. Just try to slow down on it, you know, take it easy. And I know one piece of advice I gave my little brother. He's the second oldest. Grown man, got bills, he's a manager, he's living in a place where, you know, blacks aren't liked. At least, you know. It's like, brother, here's the thing. Here's what I said. These people obviously don't give a fuck about you. So, as much as you can, to a reasonable degree, because he's very smart, use your intelligence and stop giving a fuck about them too. Like, I know we want to be nice and like help people, because that's just how we are, but like, there's only so much we can do. And when people don't want the help, and in fact show you the opposite, like how they're doing, then fuck them. I mean, just, you know, not in a mean way or anything, but like, literally, fuck it. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, stop worrying about it. Like, just take it as, oh, okay, cool. I don't gotta worry about that anymore. You're showing me that, like, this is how it is. All right, cool. I'll just accept that and move on. And yeah, there's that stuff. And then there's practicing what I preach, which is something I'm definitely getting better at catching myself. So when I find myself, I guess, let's just bring up that example. When I'm in a situation where I feel like I'm being ostracized, or like the people around me wish they could do something to me, It's a thing, it's a non-spoken thing. Kind of like non-spoken rule. It's like you can just tell a lot of the time when people will just have this bad energy. Bad vibes. Bad. You're just bad. Like you can just tell. It's like, dude. I don't know. It sucks. It sucks that it's a thing. It is a part of the world. So, oh, and here's another thing I try to preach, basically. Multiple things can be true at once, right? That's something a lot of people, at least that I interact with, seem to forget. It's like, yeah, you're a good person. It's like, yeah, you can, you know, do your thing. That doesn't mean good is always going to come to you, though. That's something I can go ahead and just straight up say. Because not too many times in my life have I gone on my way to be a bad person. Every time I have is in retaliation to what's something that's been done to me. Are there times where I've just been bad? Well, yeah, of course. I'm human, you know. It happens. Am I proud of it? No. Did I learn from it? Yes. You see, don't get stuck on one action for too long, because then it prevents you from thinking clearly. At least that's what I've noticed in myself and other people. So, with that information, just put it to use. Keep it in mind, you know. Spear Dragon, I'm in pain. Oh my goodness. I don't think I'm gonna win. I have 29 cards left. Horrible hand. Oh, let's see. One of those trace. Okay, wait a minute. I can work with this. Ooh, tough call. Let me get rid of that. So I can do this. Pull a dragon. I did not pull a dragon, but I did get this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, cool. Hopefully I pulled a dragon. 1, 2, 3, 4. I did not. I did get that. Boom. 1, 2. There's a dragon. Boom, boom. 1, 2. Boom. Okay. Let's go. 1, 2. Okay. This doesn't help too much, but it does thin out the deck. Damn. This is very bad. I don't have an extra deck as well. Okay. Well, yeah, I'm gonna get rid of that. Well, shoot, I think that's everything I wanted to talk about. I guess I'm just unsure. Why did he do that? That was his only source of damage. It's an AI. If it was a person, I would have lost, like, right now. We would have just kept attacking into my marshmallow. I guess we'll put that down too. I end my turn. I end my. Okay. I just put that down. Like that's brand new. We're just gonna blow it up? Okay. Thanks. Yeah, well. Oh. Ouch. Okay. Don't tell me you have another one. Okay. Mystic Tomato. Marshmallow. Okay. You're down 100 points. Yeah. No, I ain't my turn. No, I ain't my turn. No, we're good. No more risks. No more risks. We're gonna play it nice and safe. And I ain't my turn. Boom, bam, pow. Your turn. Go for it. I'm trying to think of something else, because I feel like there's more, but I can't remember. Do you have 3 red eyes right now? You sure do. With no extra deck, so I'm not really scared of you. Unless you pull out a god card or something. Actually, even if you get, it wouldn't do anything. Because the Gen 1 god cards can't really. Obelisk could get around me. And the Winged Dragon of Wa. The Winged Dragon of Wa? No, the ring. Oh my gosh. The Winged Dragon of Ra. There we go. Could get around me. And so could Obelisk. But that's it. And then the newer card. Not newer, but not anymore. But. What are they called? The Sacred Beasts? from GX. They could get, or somebody could get around me, I think. I don't know. Can't remember right now. I think they just do damage for free. Like one of them. We'll do this. Looks like I gotta use this. I don't have to, but we will go ahead. Put in 5 cards, take out 2. Hopefully, I just need 1 piece. I just need 1 piece. The 1 piece is real. I need 1 of those. I didn't get it. Oh my goodness. Okay. We're gonna get it. Let me see. Boom. See, now at this point, we keep all the pieces in. I got the low amount of cards in the deck, and I got 4 pieces in my hand. Come on. I got there we go. GG. I won using the effects of Exodia the Forbidden One. That's correct. That's correct. And hopefully I can win and fail without completely like dying in real life. Hopefully I fail more and my successes are just that much bigger each and every time. Same for you, whoever's watching or listening or anything like that. Don't take failure as the end all the time. Sometimes it is the end and you gotta accept it. But sometimes, I mean, it's just like the past. Just leave it there. Learn from it. Turn around and look at it every now and then, you know. Why did you fail? You know, figure that out. But after that, just leave it. Leave it alone. Focus on the current. Plan for the future a bit. But make sure you live right now. Like, in the current time. Because that's all you may have. You never know. You never know. You never know. You never know. Anywho, not to depress you or anything. Sorry if it did. That's not what it was for. It was just me talking, really. Rambling as usual, of course. And, yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed somehow. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Stay safe. Don't forget to breathe. And I will see you later. Peace.